Well, welcome. It's 8 o'clock. We try to be punctual, right? So happy that everybody is kind of jumping in. And first of all, congratulations for making time for yourself. If you are a parent, I know what May means. May means chaos, right? Like, let's shove every activity possible into the last month of school year. So congratulations, you are here. Whoever invited you thinks you are awesome and thinks you would be an amazing coach, and it's at least worth your time, right? So for any of you that do not know me, my name is Audra. I have been in certified Optavia Coach for 4 years now. I just celebrated my 4-year anniversary, and I was a client 4.5 years ago, rocked my world, and I just kind of had to share it with all the people. So here I am 4 years later, sharing it with you all, and hopefully tonight you will connect with some stories that you hear. And like I said, somebody thinks you're real neat, and they think you should be part of our community. So I hope that you feel that tonight. So we will have a couple of speakers on tonight that are just going to kind of quickly tell their story from a client's perspective, and then also coaching and what it's kind of done for them. And we'll go from there. I will answer your questions. If you have questions at the end, I will stop recording and then you can pop up and ask a question, or you're always welcome to go ask the questions to the person that invited you. And then I will quickly go through some frequently asked questions that I get when people explore coaching. So if you have some of those questions and you didn't really want to ask them quite yet, hopefully I will answer those for you. So without further ado, I am going to introduce my very, very first, like the best, my friend I didn't know I needed. The universe put him in my path. His name is Mark. He is a speaker, an author, and really just kind of an all-around awesome person. And he's going to share his experience on plan because he's kind of killing it. All right, Mark, you're up.
Audra, thank you so much. What an honor to be here this evening. Hello to all of you. It's a pleasure kind of to share the story of what's gotten me here to this point. So I've got an interesting background because back about 24 years ago, I was at a really tough point in my life. And I was at the point where, you know, if you ever had one of those years where you just feel snake bit, that everything seems to be going wrong. In 1 year, which was 1996, I filed bankruptcy due to a failed business venture that I had gone through. I also had gone through a divorce the same year, became a full-time single dad of 2 boys who were 9 and 7, and I weighed over 400 pounds. It was a tough time. And if you've ever been at a point in your life where you sit yourself down, you look out the window and you kind of think to yourself, man, if things are going to change, you have to change. And if things are going to get better, you have to get better. I had that conversation with myself. And I decided at that time that I was going to change things. And I over the next 13 months, lost 175 pounds and kept a good part of it off, but put some back on over these last 24 years. And, you know, I've been struggling with my weight and with my wellness. And it's always the last thing on the list. And some of you know what I'm talking about because, you know, you work on everything else. And so, 24 years ago, to kind of take you back there, you know, at the same time I decided to lose weight, I also started the company that I currently have and I'm CEO of. And so in the last 24 years, I never imagined what life could turn into from being at the absolute bottom and, you know, worst point of my life. But I've become an international thought leader in the last 24 years. I've done over 200 radio, TV, and podcast interviews in the last 18 months. I've written over 200 articles in national publications. I do over 85 keynote speeches a year across North America. About 4 years ago, I decided to write a book. I'd never written a book before. And so I decided to put everything on the line and say, look, I feel like I need to do this. I'm going to write the book. And I have no idea if anyone will ever read it. But I went through everything I could to write and create this book because I created a strategy about 8-9 years ago in my life where I just came up with a very simple philosophy. And the philosophy was say yes, then figure out how. Most people try to figure out how before they say yes. And I figured, you know, I'm better when I'm uncomfortable. So I have created a state of constant discomfort in my life. So I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. And so to do that in my life, I decided that I'm simply, when I think something's worthwhile, I'm going to say yes to doing it like I did with the book, and I'm going to then figure out how. 23 draft versions later, I finally get the book published, and it was published 2 years ago. I had no idea what would happen. I put everything on the line, and it became a #1 bestseller and won 8 National Book Awards. Never thought any of that was possible. And that has exploded everything else I do. I also, I write weekly for Forbes.com. I also now have a podcast, a micro podcast that's every weekday, and it's heard in 18 countries. So I never never figured any of that was possible. But then back about mid-November, just this past November, due to quarantine, I had put on like an extra 12 pounds and I wasn't feeling good. And the one thing I've truly never conquered in my life was my health and wellness. And it was something that I knew I needed to get a hold of. I needed to wrap my head around it. I've got all of these wonderful personal and professional things that are going on in my life, but I'm not where I really should be in my health and wellness. And so I decided it was November 16th was the day I started, because I was looking at the trajectory for the next 6 weeks, to January 1st, because you know what everybody says, right? I'm going to start, on January 1st. I mean, that's like in our culture almost. And I thought, well, I'm not going to end up starting January 1st because January 1st is a party day. So I'll start January 2nd. But wait a minute, January 2nd is a Saturday. I'm like, I can't start on a Saturday. I have to make it through the weekend. So I'm really going to start on January 4th. And I'm like, if I wait till January 4th, I'm going to put on like another 12 pounds. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm flipping the script. To heck with this. I'm flipping the script, and I'm going to lose 35 pounds by January 4th. I ended up losing 38 pounds thanks to Audra Wellen, who is my coach and dear friend. She is also the friend I never thought I needed in my life. And so it was sheer good fortune and blessing that Audra came and my path crossed and started down this journey. And to date, I've lost 64 pounds. I've never felt better. I work out 5 times a week on a Peloton bike that I bought at home. I absolutely love it. I've become hooked on it. Like yesterday, I worked out for 45 minutes on the Peloton, worked all day, and then played 9 holes of golf that started at 6:30 p.m. last night. So I am significantly more active. I love my life today, and I've still got a little ways further to go, but I've never been happier to finally get my arms around my health and wellness. And I've got some dear friends that have also started this journey, with me. And it gives me great inspiration personally and professionally to do that. And so that's kind of the quick story. Audra, I'll send it back to you. And but I'm such a big fan and believer in what Optavia is doing, and how easy and wonderful it had fit into my lifestyle, because I needed something that would allow me to do everything that I need to do, and still be able to be healthy about doing it. So it's been a godsend for me.
Thank you, Mark. I love it. I just love a good story. It just never gets old. Yay. Mark's on the East Coast, so he's like, I'll help you, but I got to go first, right? So thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure to be here.
Yay. All right, guys. So, if that doesn't tell you, we even grown-up men, right, put themselves last. It's not just us ladies and moms, right? You can crush it in all other areas of your life, but if you don't put yourself first once in a while, it's not going to be great. All right, so who's up next? Dee is up next. Dee, once you come off mute, kind of tell your story. We'd love to hear what you love about coaching and kind of how it fits into your life and all the things, lady. You're up.
Hey, everybody. Let's see. I started my journey in September of 2020, I think is what it was. Was unhappy with myself, very depressed, and my health was starting to go downhill. I was borderline diabetic, on the verge of all kinds of issues and everything else. And I have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old that keep us extremely busy. They both play travel sports. So we're constantly on the go. I reached out to Audra, said, okay, tell me about Optavia, because I need to know. I need something, because this is just not working for me. And I'm I need something. I've done, I've done the other things. I've done the, 3-step process, did great on that for a little bit. Then, life hit and everything else and tinkered away. Then started watching some friends do Optavia and seeing the success that they were having on it. So that's why I made the choice to jump on, as everybody calls it, the bandwagon. By, what was it, November, I was already down 35 pounds and about 20 inches. Made the choice, looked at my husband and said, okay, I'm doing this. I'm going to coach. Jumped on coaching. I more or less did the coaching because I believe in the program so much. The extra perk is the accountability that I have, the community. We have such a great community and so many great people that if you have a problem or you have a question, all you have to do is ask, because that's what we're here for. Some of us say, well, we can't do it the way you can. I was that same person. I felt the same way. And trust me, I've been coaching since November and I still ask questions. But the accountability is there. Audra's shaking her head. She knows. But the accountability is there. If we don't know, somebody else will know, and we'll get you the answer that you need. Financially, it's helped my family out big time. April 2nd, the company I worked for 9 years closed their doors due to COVID. And it is financially helped my family in other ways that I didn't think it would. And I'm happy I did it. If I was to look back probably 6 months ago, I'd probably kick myself in the butt and say, why didn't you do this sooner? So that's where I'm at. That's a little bit about my story. At this point, I am 50 pounds gone and 50 inches and still going. So good luck. And I hope to see some beautiful faces joining our team.
Yay. Again, I just can't stop. Guys, I was a nurse for like 12 years, and I mean, I would get excited. I'm not going to say I didn't, but like the fulfillment that I get from this is amazing. It's awesome. It's so great to partner with people and see them kind of peel out of their shell and their outside start matching their inside, and empowering people is like where it's at. Awesome. All right. Next up is Courtney. Courtney is like, can I swear just a little bit? She's a badass. So, Courtney, come on off of mute and share your story. I like your story because you didn't have 65 pounds to lose. And I don't think you ever thought you were going to coach. So come on, girl, tell us your story.
Hi, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. No, Audra, you're right. I didn't have a big weight loss story. I, came on program. I needed structure. And I was at a point in my life where everything was spiraling out of control. And I just, like if I could come on and get better with structure and eat better and not be, grabbing the goldfish on the door on the way out. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I'm a teacher. I was teaching full time at the time. Firefighter's wife. He's on 2 departments, so he's gone a lot. And we've got, travel hockey, like, DSAT travel sports, and baseball, softball, gymnastics, like we're all over the place. So I wasn't taking care of myself. I'm making sure everybody's got dinner, and I'm, snacking on the goldfish or the half a chicken nugget as I'm walking out the door. So I really came on for structure, and the added bonus being, if I lost, 5 to 10 pounds, great. Loved what the program did for me. I mean, the healthy lifestyle was one thing, but it was the mindset and the habits is kind of what pushed me over the edge. And I definitely didn't have any time in my life to be picking up anything else, but I loved this so much and believed in it so much that there was no reason for me not to. And there was a couple months where, I would talk to, actually Jana is my coach. And I would talk to her and I'd be like, yeah, I'm probably gonna, and I'd sit there and have, and in the meantime, I would, pray, like, God, help me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I need, like, something's got to give here. And I feel like every time I got that, that flick, that kick in the head, like, let's go. My husband decided he wanted to come on and do the program a couple months after I did. And that's kind of really what propelled me forward as a coach. I'm like, you know what? All right, let's do this. I know what I'm doing. I know what I did. I can guide you. My aunt decided to do that at the same time. And from there, it just kind of snowballed. And at the time, it happened to coincide where I had gotten the opportunity to go part-time as a teacher. And having been full-time, this was something that I needed. And the coaching the timing worked out nicely where I started coaching other people, and, I was able to do a little of both, because it's so easy to do in the white spaces of your day. But, everything snowballs. The ripple effect that I got from coaching was, I mean, it's hard to even put into words. There's so much impact. And I think as a teacher with it, that's one of the things that I went into teaching for, was to get that, that fulfillment that Audra was talking about, that, that sensation, that feeling of like, I'm actually helping somebody. And there's nothing like it. Waking up and getting text messages from clients saying, like, I got my wedding ring on, I haven't been able to wear it in 7 years, or my, doctor called and my A1C levels are down, or I came off my blood pressure medications. Like, it's like I get like a crazy high off of it. I can't stop. Like, I'm addicted to seeing everybody have these wins. So the other thing too, and Dee touched on this, is the community. It's like definitely something that I never thought I was missing. It's like a family. Everybody's super supportive and uplifting. And I think what I love so much about our coach community, our coach tribe, is that like, we're constantly pushing each other to be better. There's so much self-development with this. There's so much growth. It's not just about the clients, it's about us too. And you get healthy physically. You're working on your mindset, you're working on your habits, but all this other stuff that comes with it is like gold. So, and being around these people, you're not afraid to dream anymore. You're not afraid to like dream bigger, and you don't stop and think like, wait a minute, that's like way out there. These things become more tangible. They become more of a reality. The other thing that coaching has given me is more accountability in my own health. Because I know that if I'm doing this with other people, I have to walk the walk. I can't just talk the talk. So that was a definite push for me to do it. And it's financially blessed me and my family so much. It's given us options. If nothing else, anything that gives you options is a benefit, whatever you do with it. We were able to go on a trip in March that I honestly, I paid for that trip with my January bonus, which is crazy. My whole family got to make memories because I've been helping people. And I only say that to tell you guys like what's possible. I never thought that these things were something that were real. I remember the first time I had my my first call with my mentorship thread, and they were very good about not telling me all these things are possible, because I would never have believed it. They let me figure it out for myself. So having options is huge. But the biggest thing, you guys, the financial stuff is fantastic. The time freedom. The time freedom is, to me, that's like gold. I'm getting more time with my family than I've ever had. The option for me to go part-time, which I did teaching wise this year, is not there next year. So I had to make a decision about going back full-time or taking the year off. And due to some things, I had to take the year off, and I don't worry about it. So that's another thing. But having the time, I'm somebody that struggles with anxiety also. And like I said before, there was no time in my life to be adding this into it. But I have so much passion for it that there's no way I couldn't. So being said, and I was talking about the white spaces of your day and being able to do this, literally, guys, I sit in the parking lot and I'll make my client calls, while the kids are at hockey practice, or while I'm waiting for them, to get out of school. It's just so easy to fill it in as you're going throughout your day. in what you probably would be Facebook scrolling or something anyway. Like it's so easy to be able to do this. I mean, you got to put in, the time and the effort, but it's easy to find the time if you're willing to go for something, give up the good to go for great. And the last thing I want to say is that I literally had to really get good about structuring myself and blocking off time in my calendar, because I could do this all day. It's the first thing I want to do when I wake up. It's the last thing that I'm doing when I have to make myself stop and go to bed. But I could blow through family time or other things sometimes, which is not cool. So I had to be real good about blocking that off in my calendar and making sure that I make time for it, because I love it so much. So it has blessed me in so many ways. And I am so thankful to Audra for her yes, Jana for her yes, and being able to, share this with other people. Like, I feel that strong conviction of, giving everybody this gift. So that being said, I had an amazing experience a couple months ago where I had somebody reach out to me and said, hey, you know what? Whatever you're doing, we need to talk, because we need something different. My wife and I, are we just need something, and I want to hear what's going on. I want to hear. So I was able to talk to a friend of mine from high school, and his wife happened to be a friend of mine from a job that I worked at when I was younger, in my 20s, and they happened to be husband and wife. So it was really cool getting, reconnecting with them and hearing their story and being able to help them, and in turn watching them come on as coaches. So I'm going to kick it over to Brian and Tina Downs, and they have an amazing story to share. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Courtney is a badass.
Yeah, she is. We're so grateful for her. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
As she said, I am Brian, and this is my absolutely stunning wife, Tina.
Hi.
We are known in our coach community as Team Downs. Real brief on our story. Like Courtney said, we reached out to her mid-October, decided why not challenge ourselves, and the week of Halloween, let's start a crazy diet and try and avoid candy and roll right into the holidays and avoid Thanksgiving and Christmas, but we did it.
Mm-hmm.
So since October 26th, I'm through my weight loss portion. I lost a total of 93 pounds, and I'm in maintenance, and I have kept that off, and my wife is still crushing it, and you are down.
I'm down 75 pounds as of Monday.
So yeah, we
still working, only about 15 more pounds left.
So we lost a full grown adult male.
We lost him.
Crazy.
Which is crazy.
But then we were having so much fun reconnecting with Courtney and, learning about this program and seeing the benefits that it had. And every time Courtney talked to us, every text message was, hey, you guys should coach.
And I was there saying, we'll coach.
And I was saying, hell no. I don't want to do that. I want to figure out this program. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. I want to believe in it. And then, it was just time to put it away. And it was the normal fears. It was, who's going to believe a guy that was this size can help them after a month of the change? Who's going to want to do this program? Who's going to believe what I have to say? And, Mark said it at the beginning and it blew my mind. You know what? And for all of you, just say yes, and then you'll figure out how. Mm-hmm. The upline that you'll have, we're on a text thread of mentorship that will guide you. So not only are you coaching, you become a hybrid of the person that brought you on, the person that brought them on, and the person that brought them on. In no way, shape, or form are you doing this alone. We have brand new coaches on this, brand new coaches starting, that we are confident they will get the answer for their client, because that's how we got the answers. You're not alone, and that's the best part of this community.
Right. And then on top of that, you get the accountability, like Courtney said, like without having without having coaching, I don't eat the cookie because I can't tell my clients that I didn't eat the cookie. I bake on the side as a side hustle. and I make dozens of cookies every week, and I don't touch them.
And they're awesome.
And without the coaching and the accountability of the coaching, there's no way I'd be able to keep from them. And
also with the accountability and being a coach, this program has, like Courtney said, I hadn't talked to Courtney in 20 years. Tina hadn't talked to her in 15 years. When you become a coach and you believe in this program and you can't shut your mouth, or you actually want to succeed, and you're like, look at what this has given me. Like for Courtney, it was structure. For us, it was the ability to get off the couch and actually be parents.
And play with our 2 toddlers.
And play with our kids. We have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and our poor dog has no idea what's going on in the house because we're running around constantly. But since we joined up in December, we've helped family, we've helped lifelong friends, we've reconnected with other friends that we hadn't talked to in 20 years. We've been lucky enough to get client leads to where we're helping complete strangers. And you just never know who's going to be watching your story, and who needs this, and who is looking to you for inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
This program and the ability to coach, and Courtney said my favorite word, because when we're talking to people, trying to sign them up, coaching is something that can intimidate people. When you realize that you can change it and just be a guide and a support system to walk hand in hand to enact the spark inside of someone to change their life and get their life back, there's nothing better than that. So on a daily basis, to strive to change someone's life that's going to reach out to you, to trust you, to do that for them, why would you not want that?
And it's priceless.
And, some people have touched on financials. We were not in a good situation.
We were not
when we
in a
started
good situation.
This. And, yeah, go ahead.
We were not in a good situation. He hasn't let me talk.
No,
and I'm a talker. So we were in a bad situation. We were living month to month, week to week, not sure if we were going to be able to get groceries. The things that we've been able to do because of the blessing of Optavia and the coaching has been unbelievable. Some of you may know my mom is coming in for the first time since COVID, and she had a little bit of a hiccup today. She got a 72-hour COVID test, and when she got to the airport, they said, you're not allowed on the flight because Qatar requires a 24-hour test. So she was not allowed on the flight, along with a lot of other people, because they never informed them of that change. And we were able to move her flight, which was a couple $100, get her a new COVID test, expedite the COVID test, and she'll be on a flight in a couple hours. And that is because we had the financial freedom to be able to, from our yes, from Courtney's yes, from Jonna's yes, from Audra's yes, we had that ability to do it ourselves without having to ask my dad for money to help her get here. And be able to sit there and say, Mom, don't worry about it. We got you. You're going to get here. We're going to see you on Friday. Like, that stuff is priceless.
I mean, we're wiping out credit card debt. We will have 0 credit card debt by the end of the year because we have goals. And this is an instrument that can get us there. We had a flat tire on a brand new car that we bought because of this, because it was a commitment to ourselves. We were able to do that.
Tension.
In the biggest form. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary is next year, and they are way smarter with money than we are. So they are taking the family to Hawaii for a week, and we are going to have the trip of a lifetime, and we know that we will be able to do it. And we've made our budget, and it is comical to us how easy it's going to be for us to plan this trip of a lifetime because of this tool. This program has given us just the ability to dream again, to again, like Mark said, to say yes to our dream, then figure out how to get there. but we don't have to figure out how to get there because we have the answer and you can too. So if you're on the fence about it and you're worried about it, the people that have spoke on this, the other people that are in this room, we're all going to be the ones that take you to where you want to go, because we want you to hit your dreams like we've hit ours. And there's literally nothing better than this. And everybody said this down to Audra at the start. We didn't know we wanted it. We didn't know we needed it. And now we're asking you to join us. So,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. You just all want to be on Team Downs? Like, hello. Hot dog. You guys. Tina. Oh, your mom. Girl, that is amazing.
Yeah, that was a rough wake up this morning.
But like that freedom to be able to do that is, it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so you guys probably want to know, oh gosh, I just want to like hug you all. You're great. Okay, I am going to just share a little bit about Optavia, the company, a little bit, some coaching information. And then if you have questions, reach out to whoever invited you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Give me just a second. You guys are going to like it. I had my 9-year-old help me with it. So this is what we do. Thank goodness for schooling, because they learned a lot more than I did. Okay, so again, so happy you're all here. I picked a picture of myself with my eyes closed, so let's just put that out there. So who is Optavia? You all can read. I don't need to read it for you. Just let me tell you, we are a company that is full of integrity, money in the bank. We're doing great, all right? 4 different components. We kind of all talked about this. If you aren't a client, just know that it's not just the nutrition component. There are 4 different components to it. And if you're a client, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. I know all the things. Also, how can coaching benefit you? I mean, if you didn't hear it from Team Downs and Mark and Dee and Courtney, like, get out of here. Long-term accountability is amazing. Even if you help 2 people or 20 people, it's well worth your time. Okay. You know, the yo-yo is gone. We're not doing that anymore. And right now in COVID, hopefully we're coming out of this, but I really feel like people understand how much they miss community. And that's exactly what this kind of provides. So, right? Frequently asked questions. I don't have any time. I'm so busy. I know. We're all real busy. Okay. We all get the busy award. My busy looks different than your busy. But I think if you guys heard Courtney, she said she did it when she was in the car waiting for hockey practice. And when I first started coaching, I was working 12, 16-hour shifts. I was, taking 30 minutes at night when they went to bed to kind of connect with my clients. I loved it so much. And instead of Facebook scrolling, right, I, connected with people, and it was just more fun. So we'll help you make time. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't take all of your time. It takes undisturbed amounts of time, and then you move on with your day. Okay. I don't know many people. How do I reach more people? We all know people, but I get it, right? Especially now, some people like, I haven't been into the office in a year, right? I don't see anybody. But we help you kind of brainstorm all of that. And I bet if you guys thought about it, there's probably 4 or 5 people you could think of right away in your family or your close circle that maybe they just need to lose a couple pounds, but they eat really bad, or they need structure, or they're battling diabetes, or, something like that. And especially if you're a client and people start noticing, like when they say, you're doing so good, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Like, hot dog, right? Okay, I've never sold anything before. I don't want to pressure anyone. I don't want to be gross and icky. Listen, I don't want to be gross and icky either, right? Because it's gross. And I love our company because we are all about building relationships and not slinging diet food from our garage, right? Like, I'm not out packaging up anything and shipping anything. I am just sharing my story and all of my friends' story. And that is how we share. If it's not for somebody, it's not for somebody. But we are here to share this solution because there's a lot of people out there that are hurting and they're not always willing to just jump out and say it. So we share, and that's what we do. How much money can I actually make? See, you can do it. Even when your 11-year-old tries to come in. How much money can I actually make? So I think you guys kind of heard some different, I could make this much. I helped my mom do this and whatever. Yeah, when I first started, I just wanted to cover the loss that I was going to get from taking out a shift at work. I wanted to get rid of one of my shifts at work. I needed to cover that cost. So I did. I helped out a couple people. I made some great money and I was like, that's it. It's not lipstick and leggings. I need those things. Okay. So let's not stop selling lipstick and leggings and all the things, but we really have a great business model and compensation plan that, yeah, if you want to help a couple people, great. If you want to replace an income, we can show you how to do that too. Never any pressure. I do have to tell you, I have to show you our income disclosure statement because we're talking money, right? So there it is. We got to keep the FTC happy. How do you become a coach? You become a coach by reaching out to the person that invited you here. You order your coach kit for a one-time fee of $199. I don't know many businesses you can start for $199. Okay, there's no minimum, no monthly quote. I mean, nothing. You could buy your coach kit and not help anybody, but that's silly. Like, why don't we help people? So no minimums, no quotas. It is your business. You will be surrounded by a team that will help you, kind of guide you to all of the resources that we have to help you grow your business and reach as many people as you would like. And we really do things alongside you. Like, we share for you, with you. We coach your first couple clients. We introduce you into the community. It's really like an apprentice style kind of training, which is awesome because who the heck knows what you're doing when you start, right? Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys were at least feeling some feels in there tonight with all these stories. And if you have questions, reach out. I will stop recording. And if there's anybody that wants to pop off and kind of just ask questions, we could do that for a couple minutes too. So thank you all for coming. I hope you at least found some hope in these stories tonight and make you kind of think and keep your mind open to exploring health coaching. All right. Good night, everybody.